we're moving on with our ratio lesson topic, and today our learning target is going to be able to identify unit rates and better buys. That's what we're going to be able to do today. Okay, unit rate we defined on the first page. It's the amount for one. A unit rate, the unit is a root word for one, okay? All you do is divide. To find how much for one, you divide the numbers. But you need to know what goes on top, what goes on the bottom, because that definitely matters. So you want to know how much for one. To find out how much for one, you divide. So you rode your bike 16 miles in 2 hours. I want to know how many for 1 hour. So I say I have miles over hour, and I want to know how much for one. So you do 16 miles over 2, divide them, and what do you get? 8 miles in 1 hour. So do you see that process there? I figure out what are the two things I'm talking about. I'm talking about riding my bikes in miles and my time, hour. And I know that I can ride my bike 16 miles in 2 hours, so I want to know how many miles in 1 hour. For mowing 6 lawns, you get paid $34.50. I want to know how much do you get paid for 1 lawn. So I'm doing money to lawns. That's what I'm doing. Money always goes on top. Money always goes on top. Don't forget that. It always, always, always goes on top. So I say $34.50 I got for 6 lawns. I want to know then how much for one. So I'm going 34.5 divided by 6 is a whopping $5.75 for 1 lawn. Per lawn. Per is another vocab word for one. Per shirt would be 1 shirt. Per kid, 1 kid. You know, like if I said I have 93 Jolly Ranchers, how many Jolly Ranchers per kid? Meaning how much for 1 kid? Yes? Yep. Right, so it's like a rate, isn't it? 8 miles in 1 hour or per hour. Yep. Okay, a typist earns $105 for typing 10 pages. So what do you think I want to know? $105 for 10 pages. What am I asking myself? How much for 1 page? So dollars is always on top. I'm doing dollars per page. So 105 for 10 pages. To find out how much for 1 page, divide them, $10.50 per page. I can make a good living after that. I'm telling you what, I can type all day long.
I can't.
$45 for 6 shirts. What do I want to know? What's my unit? What do I want to figure out?
How much money for 1?
Yep, I want to figure out how much for 1. So 45 for 6, I want to know how much for 1. So you do dollars per shirt. So I have $45 is to 6 shirts, which turns out to be $7.50 a shirt. $7.50 per shirt. $520 miles in 7 hours. What do I want to know? Michael? How many miles in 1 hour? Yep. So the tricky thing is, how do you know which one you want to know is 1? That's the tricky part, is how do you know which one you're looking for the 1 for or on? So 520 in 7 hours is 74 miles per hour. main target today is to determine better buys. And we do this a lot as adults. Some kids are even conscious about this, which is awesome, to determine what a cheaper product is. So you find each unit price, and then you're going to compare to find which one is a better buy. Better buy means cheaper in this sense. Now sometimes cheaper isn't always the best. Sometimes you actually want to spend a little money to get something a little better. But right now we're going to assume cheaper is the best. That's what better buy is. Okay, so which of the following would be a better buy? A 25-pound crate of oranges for 16 bucks, or a 20-pound crate of oranges for $13.50. So what do I need to find the unit rate? I want to know how much per crate. I want to know dollar per crate is what I want to know. So I'm going to find each unit price. So for A, I'm going to go 16 over 25. I'm going to move this a little bit, because dollars always is on top. So 16 divided by 25 is 64 cents a crate. So 0.64 per crate. B, 20-pound crate for $13.50. I want to know how much for one crate. So I do dollars per crate. So I do 13.50 divided by 20. And that is 68 cents per crate. Which one's the better buy? Which one, A or B? Which one's cheaper? Better buy means cheaper. 64 cents is cheaper than 68 cents. So A is the better buy. A is better buy. Okay. All right, another one. Which is a better buy? Again, explain your answer. Oh, explaining your answer, you can say A is a better buy because it's cheaper or less money per unit. Yep.
If you look at the price per pound per crate, would that be like explaining?
Math, yeah. I mean, math symbolically, my math explains why. But 3 pairs of pants for $42.50 or 7 pairs for $94. Which one? So what's my unit rate? What am I looking for? Dollars per what? Good. Dollars per pants. That's what I want to figure out. How much for one? So I'm going to go $42.50 over 3. And that is $14.70. Remember, this is money. So don't put repeat. Money is dollars and cents. It only goes to 2. So it should be $14.17 per pant. All right. 7 pairs of pants for $94. So I want to know how much money per pant. So $94 over 7 pairs is $13.43. If you write 42, you would not be right because you're not rounding right. $13.43 per pant. What's the better buy? B. And now it looks to us that the more you buy, the cheaper it will be. It's not always the case. Costco, Sam's Club, most of the time it tends to be the case they have better unit rates. Not always the case though. I mean, there's some things that are just like, ooh, I'm gonna make it look like it's cheaper because a lot of people think, oh, if I buy in bulk, it's cheaper. You buy a big thing of Cheez-Its or toilet paper or whatever. But when you actually do the math, sometimes it's not cheaper. Okay. Paper towels is another huge one. Paper towels you buy in bulk, sometimes buying less is actually better buy. It's cheaper.